Hello, I am Flash Isaac. Now, if you've been following me, you notice that I've done a lot under differentiation. I've been able to introduce calculus. Calculus is a branch of mathematics which studies how things change. It is from the Latin word small stone. Now, calculus has three branches: limits of a function, differentiation, and integration. Differentiation has to do with breaking down, while integration has to do with building up. Integration is the reverse of differentiation. If you are not at home and your siblings, they go into your room, they scatter everything, we can call that differentiation. They've differentiated everything. Then hearing your voice, they'll be like, brother is coming back, oh, sister is coming. They start to rearrange, to gather, to build up. In that case, they are integrating. To get back what was differentiated, you integrate. For example, if y is equals to s, when differentiating, we use dy over ds. This is equals 2. When you differentiate 2s, you get 2. How? 2s is the same thing as 2s raised to the power of 1, right? Now, we use the power to multiply 2 to give us 1 times 2s. We subtract 1 from the power. 1 here minus another 1. That gives you 2s raised to the power of 0. And any meaningful number raised to the power of 0 is equals 1. So this is equals 2. This brings us to definite and indefinite integrals. If you have this, something like this, a graph, here is s, here is y. So let's say something like this. If here is a, and here is b, and here is the function of s, then you have another one, y and s. With this is a definite integral. You can see we have the limits or boundaries. So integrating this, we simply have that y is equals the integral of function of s ds. Look at the limits, a to b. So that is a definite integral. When solving for definite integral, we don't need to add plus c because definite integrals enables us to find the constant. But for indefinite integrals, this is definite. For indefinite integrals, this is function of s. So y is simply equals integral of function of s ds. So after integration, you add plus c because you are not given the limit. So integration is the converse of differentiation. We have, when you differentiate a constant, you get 0. To account for the constant that was lost during differentiation, we add plus c after integration. And this only happens when we are given indefinite integrals. For definite integrals, we are able to solve for the constant that was lost. When you differentiate a constant, you get 0. To account for the constant that was lost, after integration of indefinite integrals, you add plus c to account for that. In integration techniques or definite integrals, we'll be able to look for the constant, then solve and add that constant. But for indefinite integrals, we simply add plus c. What else? There are different techniques of integration. For example, you can do integration by parts, integration by substitution, integration by partial fraction. And we also have various applications of integration, like area under the curve, volumes, and so many more. But we can't talk about this without mentioning standard integration. What are standard integrations? Standard integrations are integrations you should know, you should memorize, or you should understand to solve these integration techniques. For example, if you are saying integrate 2s, what will you say? Or if you are saying integrate 5, what will you say? When you integrate a constant, you simply add s So if I say integrate 20, 10, 30, you simply add s. When you integrate 5, you get 5s. When you integrate 10, you get 10s. How about for variables? When you integrate s, you get s squared over 2. How? Look at this. This is s. S is the same thing as s raised to the power of 1, right? Good. Remember the integration technique. You add 1 to the power and you divide by everything. Adding 1 to this power is simply s raised to the power of 1 plus 1 divided by 1 plus 1. What does this give you? It simply gives you s raised to the power of 2 over 1 plus 1, 2. So that's how we arrived at s squared over 2. How about to differentiate s? You get 1. When you integrate s squared, you get s raised to the power of 3 over 3. How about s raised to the power of 3? You get s raised to the power of 4 over 4. How about you integrate s raised to the power of 5? You get s raised to the power of 6 over 6. So it increases. When you integrate 1 over 2, you get ln s. So these are trigonometric integrations. When you integrate cos s, you get sin s. Now when you differentiate sin s, you get cos s. So to get what was differentiated, you integrate. When you integrate sin s, you get minus cos s. And when you integrate sec square s, you get tan s. So these are some standard integrals you should take note of. Now let's solve one or two problems. Integral of 3 ds, right? What do? We add 1 to the power and we divide by the power. This simply becomes 3 s raised to the power of 4 plus 1 over 4 plus 1. This is equals 3 s raised to the power of 5 over 5 plus c, to account for the constant that might have been lost when its differentiation was done. Number 2. This is the same thing as integral of 8s raised to the power of minus 2 ds. Indices. Therefore, integrating, we have 8s raised to the power of minus 2 plus 1. Add 1 to the power divided by minus 2 plus 1. This becomes 8s raised to the power of minus 1 over minus 1. So this is simply equals minus 8 over s. And remember, plus c. Number 3. 1, 2, 3. Integrate 2s ds. 1, 2. This is a definite integral. Definite. You can see the limit. 1 to 2. This is a definite integral. How do we solve questions like this? Now let's start. We have the limits 1, 2. S is simply 2s 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1. This is equals 2s squared over 2. The limit 1, 2. 2 divided by 2, remaining s squared. So when you differentiate 2s, you get s squared. Pardon? When you integrate 2s, you simply get s squared. So this becomes s squared with the limit 1 to 2. How do we then apply the limit? This is what you do. You write s squared minus s squared. In this first one, you put 2. In this first one, you put 1. Here, s is 2. 2 squared minus s is 1. 1 squared. This is equals 4 minus 1 equals 3. So that is it. You've solved. For number 4, it says integrate cos s from standard integrals. When you integrate cos s, you get sin s. So we've solved this. And how about this? I combined this and this. So when you are adding in integration, there is no special rule for addition or subtraction. what you simply do is integrate this on its own to have 3s raised to the power of 5 over 5 plus integrate this to get s squared then plus c. So that is it. So with this, I've been able to introduce integration to you. This is the background. In my next videos, I'll be working on integration by parts, by substitution, by partial fraction, then the applications of integration. In the process, we'll be able to solve a lot of questions, likely examination questions. So feel free to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out any of my videos. Thank you. Enjoy.